What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 737 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you solo dolo to get your week started off on the right foot. We've got an incredible show for you. We're going to break down the Phillies series at Wrigley as they take 2 out of 3. Sunday night baseball, prime time, the Phils get it done. We'll talk about all 3 games. We'll go through the NL East and MLB run differentials, the Platinum Plunk standings as we come so quickly to anointing our first monthly winners of the Platinum Plunk Award for the 2025 season. We will also get into what was an incredible Philadelphia Eagles NFL Draft. We'll break down the draft picks. We will also talk about something I'm very proud of. We will also talk about underground athlete Tyreem Powell signing as an undrafted free agent. We'll let you know where he's headed if you don't know already. And we'll have some fun along the way. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials. That's how you stay up to date with everything we're doing. Apologies for the yawn. I just finished watching the latest episode of The Last of Us before I started recording this. So, again, Ghost Energy, if you want to sponsor this program, we are all in on making you the official energy partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. But make sure you guys are following us on the socials. It's the easiest way to keep up to date with everything going on, not only with your favorite sports teams, but everything going on within our inner workings here at Underground. Keep up to date with live streams, events we'll be at, and things of that nature. It's all first dibs on our social media platforms. We're on every social platform at Underground PHI. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311, on Instagram and Threads at KBIZZLE11. Subscribe to the pod. I'm going to say it again for good measure one more time because 3 times the charm. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. Guys, I know I say it all the time, but it genuinely helps the show continue to grow when you subscribe on Apple, when you subscribe on Spotify, when you leave the 5-star ratings and reviews. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Apple and Spotify, leave those 5-star reviews. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We are currently at 1,057 subscribers as of this portion of the recording. Let's get to 1,100, guys. We've been asking for 1,100 for a while. All you got to do is click that subscribe button. It's free to do. And then just smash that like button. Click the bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And drop a comment in the comment section to interact with the show. And if you want to leave me a voicemail, it's speakpipe.com/UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. It is the AJ Brown voicemail line because that John is always open. Leave me a voicemail. Let me know your thoughts on the Phils taking 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, how you're feeling as the month of April has come quickly to a crashing end. Let me know how you feel about the Eagles draft, how you're feeling about the Flyers going into the offseason, the Sixers, the Union, how they're doing. The Water Dogs, their draft upcoming. I got some tasty news with the draft there. And, of course, the Philadelphia Wings as well as we head into the offseason with them. But leave me a voicemail, speakpipe.com/UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. And, guys, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland and the city of Vineland Municipal Calendar, features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Fightin' Phils. Yes, we are going to lead off with the Phillies because I know a majority of you are probably here for the NFL Draft talk, which means you got to stick around. But the Fightin' Phils, for the real ones, they get the job done at Wrigley Field this weekend. They take 2 out of 3 from the Chicago Cubs. Unfortunately, couldn't pull off the sweep, but they put an end to the 5-game losing streak that saw them get swept by the Mets, that saw them lose the opener to the Cubs, that saw them lose the series finale to the Marlins on Easter. The losing streak is over, and the Phils take 2 out of 3 from the Chicago Cubs. Guys, there's nothing better than taking a sweep, but, you know, You can't sweep them all, but you take a series. There's nothing better than taking a series win, is what I should say. But what does make a series win fantastic is our friends at 47 Brand. Guys, 47 Brand are the best hats on the planet. I'm wearing that amazing Eagles Super Bowl champions, John, right now. Rope hat, hitch style is my go-to. Anytime I see new drops on 47 Brand's website for the hitch style, I am all over it. I have a ton of them down here right now. The hitch style is just genuinely the best. It's comfortable. It's form-fitting. I've never had an uncomfortable 47 Brand hat, and the hitch style is amazing. I'm also a fan of the MVP, which is more of the curved brim kind of dad hat style, but I am all in on 47 Brand and their hats because they're truly the best in the game. Use our link in the description and shop everything 47 Brand has to offer for your favorite sports team. Guys, I'm sure it'll be coming. Because Liverpool won the Premier League title on Sunday afternoon. I'm sure they will have the Liverpool headwear dropping sooner than later because guess what? They've got Liverpool gear on their website. We might do a Liverpool giveaway for all the Philly Liverpool fans out there of one of the Liverpool hats that are available on 47 Brand's website. But use our link in the description. Shop everything from 47 Brand. And when you sign up, become a member of the 47 family, you get free shipping on all orders. So join the 47 family, get free shipping on all orders when you use our link in the description. And we thank 47 Brand for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. The Phils take 2 out of 3. I will take that all day. You win a series, that means you're better than your opponent. You know, that's the whole goal of baseball is to win a series. They do just that. It didn't start off great, obviously, going Friday night. Or Friday afternoon, I should say, but it did bleed into Friday night because of the rain delay. They end up losing that game 4-0. Nobody really showed up in that game outside of JT Realmuto, who went 2 for 4. Taijuan Walker, he battled through. He didn't pitch poorly, but the bullpen let him down again. And the offense just did not score runs in that game. And that's been something that has plagued this Phillies team in the early go here is that a lot of the time the offense has been the biggest reason that they've lost games. And when you're not scoring, you're not winning. And when you're not winning, people are angry. And when people are angry, it drives me nuts. But then Saturday, the Phils get the job done. Saturday, they go to Wrigley, again, try to power through, and they do just that. Max Kepler hits a home run in this game. Bryson Stott goes 2 for 4. Trey Turner goes 1 for 5 with an RBI. Bryson also had an RBI. He scored 2 runs. Trey scored a run. Bryce Harper he goes 1 for 3. 2 RBI. He had a RBI double. 2 walks for Bryce as well. Kyle Schwarber goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. He had a nice double during that 6-run onslaught of runs that the Phils put forward. Nick Castellanos goes 2 for 5. JT goes 1 for 5 with a run scored. Kepler went 3 for 5, one of his best games in a Phillies uniform. And as I mentioned, he had the home run. Alec Boehm goes 1 for 4. Johan Rojas goes 0 for 2, but he does walk, has an RBI, scores a run. Luzardo continues to be unbelievable. 6 innings of shutout baseball, 3 walks, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. Matt Strahm struggled in this one a little bit. Only went a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. Joe Ross, solid outing from him, an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits, but 2 strikeouts. Carlos Hernandez closed things out. This was a good win for the Phillies. A good win, 10 runs, 12 hits. When you're scoring on a majority of your hits, that's a great sign. And, they had the big inning, but then they kept going. They scored 3, they tacked 3 more on, even when the Cubs answered back in the 5th with 2 of their own to make it 6-2. The Phillies then answered, made it 9-2. And then it was 10-2. And then it was 10-4, and then they battled out and get the win. Luzardo, phenomenal. I tried to tell everybody when they made the trade for Jesus Luzardo, this dude is going to be a demon. This dude is going to be unbelievable and makes this genuinely the best rotation in baseball when fully healthy. It looks like we're on the verge of getting Ranger Suarez back as well, which is super exciting. And this rotation is going to add Andrew Painter at some point. It's going to be a 6-man rotation, and it's going to be absolutely demon time in that Phillies rotation. Jesus Luzardo is unbelievable, and the Phillies win 10-4. And I just have to mention this here too, because I saw this over the weekend, and there was some rumblings that really irked me. People love to over-exaggerate. People love to overreact when things aren't necessarily going as swimmingly as possible. I get that. To say that Max Kepler, who, for reference this season, Max Kepler, has he been perfect? No, but he's hitting .267. On base percentage is .357. He's slugging .407. He's got a .764 OPS. That's what you want from Max Kepler. In Max Kepler's career, everyone, for reference here, his on-base percentage for his career, .318. His slugging, .428, and his OPS in his career, .747. His on-base percentage, well above his career average right now. His slugging percentage, a little below his career average, but it's right in the same, spectrum there. And then his OPS right now is above his career average. His batting average right now, above his career average. To say that Max Kepler is just Whit Merrifield of 2025 is absolutely insane to me. Whit Merrifield wishes he could have been having the month of April last year for the Phillies that Max Kepler is having right now for the Phillies. Whit Merrifield, for context here, not only just had horrendous, and I mean horrendous energy in this Phillies clubhouse last year, he was an abomination. In 53 games, how many games are we into this season now for the Phils? Let me double check here. So we're about halfway. 24 games for Max Kepler. He's playing pretty damn good. Whit Merrifield played in 53 games for the Phillies last season, had 174 plate appearances, scored 21 runs, had 31 hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, 11 RBI, 11 stolen bases, 15 walks, 19 strikeouts, and hit 199. His on-base percentage was a 277, and his slugging was a 295. His OPS was a 572. 572. For reference, Max Kepler, through 24 games this season, has had 98 plate appearances, scored 12 runs, has 23 hits, 6 doubles, no triples, 2 home runs, 6 RBI, 11 walks, no stolen bases yet, 18 strikeouts, a 267, 357, 407 slash line. His OPS is 764. I mean, we're comparing apples and oranges here. We're comparing absolutely two things that don't correlate. Max Kepler is the perfect thing for this lineup. The only thing that makes Max Kepler a little bit not as ideal is that he's left-handed. If Max Kepler was right-handed, he would be the perfect piece to this puzzle. He's as close to the perfect piece to this puzzle for the Phillies as possible. He's not a power hitter. Max Kepler has never really been a power hitter. The most home runs he's ever hit in a season was 36, and that was in 2019, and that was like his best year of his career. He finished top 20 in the MVP that year. You know, Max Kepler is a guy who's going to hit you anywhere from 17 to 24 home runs in a season. He's had a couple down years where he only hit 9, but in those seasons, that was 2020 in 48 games, he hit 9 home runs. And then in 2022, he only played in 115 games and did not have that great of a year. Right now, Max Kepler is producing, okay? It may not feel that way. It may feel like he's not the flashiest player. He's not here to be flashy. You signed him to a 1-year, $10 million deal to come in, be an everyday left fielder, play more than above average defense in left field, and be a piece in this lineup that can get clutch hits and every so often smack a home run out of the park for you. That's exactly what Max Kepler has done since he has arrived in Philadelphia, and anybody who tries to compare him to Whit Merrifield of 2025, I lose a lot of respect for your baseball knowledge, because genuinely you are misremembering how god-awful Whit Merrifield was for the Phillies in 2024. Max Kepler is nowhere close to that. Thank goodness he's nowhere close to that. Okay? So stop it. Get some help. Figure some things out and reevaluate the way that you watch baseball. Because my God, if you're comparing Kepler to Whit Merrifield, you don't know ball. And that's a shame. But Max Kepler genuinely had one of his best games in a Phillies uniform, if not the best, on Saturday at Wrigley Field. And then the Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball get the job done in extra innings as they win 3-1 against the Chicago Cubs. Aaron Nola with his best outing of the season, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. That wasn't even his fault. Johan Rojas, I will get to him in a moment. Nola gives up 1 walk and then 6 strikeouts. Kerkering comes in, has a clean inning. Alvarado comes in with a clean inning, gets a strikeout. Jordan Romano closes things out, gets a strikeout as well in the 10th. Has his best outing as a Philly, for sure, to this point. Bryson Stott, 1 for 4 with a triple in this game, also walked. He has been sensational at the top of the lineup, and it's one of those things that it was interesting. Sunday Night Baseball pointed out that the Phillies team OPS is down since the move was made to put Bryson Stott at the top of the lineup over Kyle Schwarber. That was interesting to me. It's something I will definitely keep an eye on. But Bryson Stott leading games off for the Phillies feels like the perfect recipe for this team, and it is working to get Bryson going. He's been fantastic in the leadoff spot. Absolutely loving watching the way he's playing currently. He's slashing 293, 365, 424, a 789 OPS. Anybody that was questioning Bryson's stat at all this year, you look like a big dumb dipshit. But Bryson ran out a triple in this one, scored a run, walked as well. Trey Turner had a great game in this one. 3 for 5, 2 RBI. Ran out an infield hit that could have been an out if he didn't hustle. He hustled, ends up being a decisive run for the Phillies to win this game. Bad game for Bryce Harper, 0 for 5 in this one. Bryce has to be better for sure. Bryce has to figure some things out. It has been an up and down start for Bryce Harper this year. He's got to figure some things out at the plate for sure, especially with Kyle Schwarber behind him. Like, you have protection. You can't just go swinging for the fences every single time, my guy. Kyle Schwarber walks in this one. His on-base streak continues, but he goes 0 for 3. Gets pinch ran for by Edmundo Sosa. Sosa doesn't come up to bat, though, I don't think, in this one. No, he did not. Castellanos goes 1 for 4, scored a run in this game as well. JT, 1 for 3 with a walk. Max Kepler, he walked in this one, scored a run. Alec Boehm walks in this one, has a sac fly RBI that gives the Phillies the lead in the 10th inning. That's a clutch at-bat there from Alec Boehm. Job well done by Boehmer. Johan Rojas, man. Oh, man. This is not a game Johan Rojas wants to put on the highlight tape. That's for certain. That is for certain. Rojas was not great in this one. Obviously, he made some plays to go out and make some clutch outs, but Johan Rojas was he was not great. You know, he goes out there and misses a ball that had a 0.010 expected batting average. He then has 2 miserable bunt attempts in this game. I know there are larger problems for the Phillies overall right now. There are larger problems with the guys making millions and millions of dollars on this Phillies roster right now. But when you're Johan Rojas and you're trying to kind of get a stranglehold on the center field position for this team, you're not doing a great job. Okay? You are not doing a great job with everything. A player like Johan Rojas needs to know how to get a bunt down consistently. We've seen him do it. It's just not been consistent. The choice to bunt when he did later in the game, I wanted to pull my hair out. It was not ideal. Now, you're probably like, KB, you're criticizing the hell out of Johan Rojas, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I believe in Johan Rojas as a Major League Baseball player. I just think he's more of a fourth outfielder, and the Phillies still do not have a center fielder. Okay, Marsh is out right now, has not had the ideal start to the season either. But in an ideal world, the Phillies have an all-world center fielder complementing Castellanos and Kepler, and Johan Rojas is your late-inning defensive replacement, speed guy on the base paths type of situation, and you're good to go. Right now, Johan Rojas is showcasing his youth in center field. He has multiple plays now where it's evident he's not communicating with his fellow outfielders and or infielders that are coming into shallow outfield to make plays. His communication skills as a center fielder need to be better. That is part of being a center fielder. You are essentially the quarterback of the outfield. You need to be able to vocalize. You need to be able to track the ball, where it's going at all times. And I know Wrigley Field is a hellscape in April. I know the wind gets crazy. But if Johan Rojas wants to be the guy in center field, he needs to be able to communicate better. And if he doesn't, he's going to lose his job quicker than he thinks. It just can't happen. Nola it was not the reason that the Cubs scored that run. It was Johan Rojas' inability to communicate with Nick Castellanos and with Bryson Stott to say, hey, I got it. He slowed up from when I was watching it in real time. I haven't been able to go back and watch how it actually unfolded, but in real time, it looked like Rojas slowed up because he thought Bryson Stott was coming in to make the play. You have to be able to communicate, and that's also on Bryson. Bryson's got to say, hey, I got it. And it's Sunday Night Baseball. They're the most mic'd up you'll ever hear them. You're going to hear if they're communicating. It was super quiet when that play happened. So that needs to be better. And like, thankfully they won the game. Like they battled through, they overcame the Cubs scoring early in the game. They got one back, and then in extra innings they battle. They get to a very mid reliever and make magic happen. And that's a good series win against a good Cubs team. Cubs are 17-12. That's a good win for the Phillies. That's a good win for the Phillies. That's actually a great win for the Phillies. Excuse me. That's a great win for the Phillies. Aaron Nola pitched well. Trey Turner was fantastic. Kepler had a great series. Bryson Stott was phenomenal again. And Jordan Romano. That's a great sign from Jordan Romano. Coming in, extra innings, zombie runner on second, and you navigate out of that. And you have a essentially clean inning. That's his best performance as a Philadelphia Philly, in my opinion. So good for Jordan Romano. Good for the Phils. They get the series win. They're off on Monday before going back to Citizens Bank Park for a nice little homestand against the Nationals and against the Diamondbacks upcoming, which will be 3 against the Nationals Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 against the Diamondbacks Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then they go to Tampa to take on the Rays in a minor league stadium on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the following week. And then they go to Cleveland for the weekend before they come back home to take on the Cardinals for 3, Pirates for 3, and then they go to Denver to take on the Rockies for 4. And then they go to another minor league stadium to take on the A's for 3, and then they come home for Memorial Day weekend to take on the Atlanta Braves at Citizens Bank Park. And the Milwaukee Brewers then come to town as well before the month of June starts. But that's looking ahead. The Phils get the job done against the Cubs, and that is massive. That is huge, especially because the Mets choked away a 7-1 lead today against the Washington Nationals, who will be coming to Philadelphia, coming in hot. They had a good series against the Mets. They're feisty. They're a feisty team right now. But before we get into run differentials and such, you guys got to check out the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. That is PHI Apparel Company. Guys, if you want to stand out in the crowd, whether you're watching a game at Citizens Bank Park, going out to the bar with your friends, hanging out with your friends and family in the backyard this summer, nice little grill action, watching the Phils in the backyard, you got to rep with PHI Apparel Company. It's the best place with their unique designs for all. There's no doubt in our minds you will stand out in the crowd. Use our link in the description or go to phiapparel.co. And when you go to checkout, use code Underground to get 10% off your next merch order. Check out all their Philly-centric merch, Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Union, and official Underground Sports Philadelphia merchandise as well for all your favorite franchises here in the Underground. Again, that's phiapparel.co, code Underground, 10% off your next merch order. And stand out in the crowd with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Also want to talk to you guys about our friends over at Devereux Golf. Guys, upcoming next week, I'll be at the Truist Championship, and I'll be rocking Devereux Golf. It's going to be a fun time. Looking forward to it. First time being credentialed on the PGA Tour, and I got to look smitten. I got to look pristine, and Devereux's going to make me do that because they are making golf fun with their unique designs. Like, truly designs that I've never seen on a golf course from any golf apparel provider. Devereux is going to have me looking decked out to the nines in the city of brotherly love, repping in our backyard at the Truist Championship. You guys can do the same. Shop everything Devereux has on their website, from sweater vests to polos to gear for your golf bags. And you can get a nice little 15% off your first purchase. Use our link in the description, and off your first purchase, you will get 15% off when you use code WELCOME15. WELCOME15 at checkout. When you use our link to shop with Devereux, on your first purchase, you'll get 15% off with code WELCOME15 from our awesome pals at Devereux. Let's take a look at the run differentials across the NL East and Major League Baseball. We'll start in the NL East. The New York Mets are 19-9. They've scored 118 runs. They've surrendered 82. They're at a plus 36 run differential. The Fightin' Phils are 15-13. They've won 2 in a row. They've scored 124 runs, which is the most in the division. But they've also surrendered 124 runs, which has them even Steven, Jerry. They have a 0 run differential. The Nationals are 13-15. They have scored 118 runs as well, just like the Mets, but they've surrendered 131 for a negative 13 run differential. The Atlanta Braves are 12-15. They have scored 112 runs, which is the fewest in the division. They've surrendered 119 for a negative 7 run differential. And then the Miami Marlins are also 12-15. They have scored 120 runs, which is the second most in the division, but they've given up the most at 152 for a negative 32 run differential. The Cubs now have a plus 39 run differential. They've scored 172 runs, which is by far and away the most in the National League. They've surrendered 133 runs, though. The Cincinnati Reds have a plus 41 run differential. The Milwaukee Brewers have a plus 17 run differential. The St. Louis Cardinals have a negative 2 run differential, and the Pittsburgh Pirates have a negative 25 run differential. The San Francisco Giants have a plus 28 run differential. The Dodgers have a plus 16 run differential. Tyler Glass now looks like he's going on the injured list. Well wishes to him, but I tried to tell everyone the Dodgers rotation is extremely injury prone. The San Diego Padres have a plus 23 run differential. The Diamondbacks, who will be coming to Philly this coming weekend, they have a plus 12 run differential. And the 4-23 Colorado Rockies have only scored 89 runs, the fewest in the National League. They've surrendered 158, which is the most in the National League, for a negative 69 nice run differential. I am now curious what the average is here, because they've surrendered 158 runs in 27 games. We multiply that by 162. 940, ever so close. The Rockies are ever so close to being on 1K watch. We move to the American League. The Yankees have a plus 42 run differential. The Red Sox a plus 9. The Rays a plus 14. The Phillies will be seeing them soon. The Blue Jays a minus 27, and the Baltimore Orioles a minus 39. They are an interesting team to watch out for, potentially, as the trade deadline rolls around later this year. They have been off to a horrendous start, so it's definitely a team to monitor that may want to recoup some pieces and could be a team the Phillies do business with. They've done business with them in the past. It would not surprise me if it potentially happens again. The 18-10 Detroit Tigers. Shout out to Deej. What up, Unk? 129 runs scored, too. Wow. 87 surrendered is crazy. For a plus 42 run differential for the Tigers. The Guardians at a minus 18, even though they're 3 games over 500. The Royals have a minus 16. The Twins a minus 2. And the Chicago White Sox are 7-21. They have a negative 25 run differential. The Seattle Mariners, they're finding their stride. They have a plus 15 run differential. The Rangers a minus 15 run differential. The Astros a plus 11 run differential. The A's, the Oakland A's, yes, Oakland A's have a minus 22 run differential. And the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have a minus 33 run differential. Those are your run differentials around Major League Baseball. And now we head to everybody's favorite new awards tracking segment. It is the Platinum Plunk, which, if you are new to the show, we started tracking this last year. We are keeping track of every hit-by-pitch category as follows. Major League Baseball team leaders in terms of overall team. Major League Baseball individual leaders, both American and National League, and overall leader in Major League Baseball. And then for the Philadelphia Phillies, because obviously we are a Philly sports show, because if you are taking a hit by pitch, that means you're a big team guy and you want to see your team win at all costs. So we will start with the overall team leaders. In terms of overall team hit by pitches, we have a new leader in the clubhouse all by themselves. The Minnesota Twins have been hit by 20 pitches. 20 pitches in 27 games. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Seattle Mariners have been hit by 17. The Yankees by 15. The Orioles by 14. The Jays, the Blue Jays, by 13. The Reds, Rockies, and Angels have all been hit by 12, as have the Brewers. The Diamondbacks, Red Sox, Guardians, Astros, Royals, Dodgers, Mets, Pirates, Pirates, Mets, Dodgers, Royals, Astros, Guardians, Red Sox, and Diamondbacks have all been hit by 11. The Cubs, Tigers, and Phillies have all been hit by 10, which is the league average. Then the Marlins have been hit by 9. Cardinals, Rangers have been hit by 8. Braves, Padres, Nationals have all been hit by 6. The White Sox by 5. The Giants by 5. The Rays by 5. And the Oakland A's by 1 singular pitch. So that's your overall leaders right now. We still have 2 more days in the month of April. So Monday and Tuesday's games will count. And then I will crunch the numbers and have it ready to go for Thursday's show as we head into the month of May, but we'll have those award winners ready to rock and roll for you so we know who the Platinum Plunk monthly award winners are. In terms of overall players right now, in the American League, we have a massive tie. It's Randy Arozarena from the Seattle Mariners, Ty France from the Minnesota Twins, Andres Jimenez from the Toronto Blue Jays, and Luke Raley from the Seattle Mariners have all been hit by 4 pitches each. And then all by himself, the National League lead and the Major League Baseball lead is Blake Dunn from the Cincinnati Reds, who has been hit by 6 pitches so far this season, which is kind of crazy looking back at some of the numbers in years past where Randy Arozarena wins the inaugural Platinum Plunk for overall Major League Baseball player with 22. Kind of low in terms of a leader in the clubhouse. Because when you look the year before, Ty France has been hit by 34 pitches in one season. I wonder what the overall highest was. 35 in 1982. Ty France almost set a new record in the American League. Wow. And the National League, Huey Jennings in 1896 was hit by 51 pitches. That's crazy. I don't know if that's a number we'll ever see reached ever again. 51 pitches. Huey Jennings, 46, twice as well. 32. We might have to name this the Huey Jennings Platinum Plunk Award. Holy moly. That's crazy. In my lifetime, Jason Kendall is... No, Craig Biggio is the most in my lifetime. 1997, 34. And Ty France at 34. That's crazy. Huey Jennings. Now I'm curious. From Scranton, PA. Oh, man. We may, guys, leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. If we should name the Platinum Plunk the Huey Jennings Platinum Plunk. He played for the Phillies, too. How many pitches did he get hit by when he was with the Phils? 12 and 11, 23 in his short Phillies career. Huh. What a legend. 51 pitches in 1896. He had an 8.3 WAR that year. Huey Jennings. What an absolute legend. Yeah, we might have to name this the Huey Jennings Platinum Plunk Award. Because 51 hit-by pitches in a season is crazy. This dude was good. This dude was good, man. He didn't hit that many home runs because he was too busy getting hit by pitches. But he was a beast. 42.3 career WAR. 1,500 plus hits. Hit .312. Scored almost 1,000 runs. Batted in 840. 359 stolen bases. A .391 on-base percentage. His OPS was a .797. This dude was a stud. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Yes, he is. Huey Jennings. What an absolute stud. Wow. We might have to name this the Huey Jennings Platinum Plunk Award, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy. What a beast. To round out the Platinum Plunk, Kyle Schwarber leading the way for the Phillies with 3 hit-by pitches. Trey Turner and Alec Boehm have both been hit by 2. And then in the singular club, it's Bryson Stott, Max Kepler, and Nick Castellanos, who have all been hit by pitches to get the Phillies to 10 on the season. And that is the Platinum Plunk Breakdown, brought to you by Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, and just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, New Jersey, and Delaware areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Got to be 21 or older to do so. And as always, guys, please drink responsibly. Huey Jennings. I got to write that down. Huey Jennings. I got to bring that up to Harrison on Thursday's show as well. What a legend. 51 pitches. That to me is not as impressive, obviously, as DiMaggio's hit streak. But it's impressive in its own right. I don't know if we will ever see another hitter get hit by 51 pitches. And that was pre-turn of the 1900s. That was 1896 when that happened. That's next level. This is the stuff that you get on Underground Sports Philadelphia, though, everybody. Let's kick it to breaking down the NFL draft, the Eagles draft in particular. We'll probably do a full draft recap on Thursday's show. It'll be a week out from the first round actually happening. And if you missed our first round draft stream, go check that out. It's on our YouTube channel right now. But our draft recap here for the Birds is brought to you by our friends over at FOCO. Guys, your team's just drafted new players. You're excited about the NFL season. No better place to go than FOCO to upgrade your fandom with their Forever Collectibles. Guys, they are truly the best in innovating new, unique fan collectibles, merchandise, and apparel for your favorite sports team, whether it be the Birds, the Phils, the Sixers, the Flyers, whether you're a WWE fan, college, they've got it all. Also, check out those bobbleheads, because those bobbleheads are fuego. Use our link in the description. Shop everything that FOCO has to offer on their website to make sure that your fandom is up to date with your new favorite draft picks, and celebrate another NFL draft with our friends at FOCO. The Eagles. Howie Roseman does it again, baby. Howie Roseman, you sick son of a bitch. He is unbelievable. He's such a sicko. So let's go pick by pick. We'll discuss some of the moves. Round 1, pick 31. I think this is the funniest thing, too. In the 2 years that the Eagles have ever won the Super Bowl, they have never picked at pick 32. Have the Eagles ever draft selection at pick 32? Let's see. Yeah, I don't think the Eagles have ever selected at pick 32. Which is so funny. Like, in the modern era of Eagles fandom, like, I don't know if they ever selected 32nd overall. Which is very, very funny to me. Pick 31 in 05, because obviously. And obviously they didn't make the pick in 2018. Yeah. 31, 22, 9, 13, 10, 21, 22, 17, because they traded out. That's the second round. 14, 2, 20, 26, 4, 12, 23, 13, 19, 16. Yeah, I don't think the Eagles have ever made a selection at pick 32. Like, ever. That's so goddamn funny. That's a fun little trivia. The Eagles have never made a draft choice at pick number 32 in the modern era of the NFL draft. But with pick 31, because the Eagles made a trade with the Kansas City Chiefs to move up one spot, they traded away pick 32, which ended up being Josh Simmons, and a 2025 fifth-round pick, which was number 164 overall, which I am curious who went in that spot and if the Chiefs kept their pick there. What pick overall was that again? 164? No, the Chiefs did not keep that. The Chiefs traded it. It ended up going to the Steelers at the end of the day, and it was Yaya Black who gets drafted with pick 164. So the Steelers are welcome there for Yaya Black. But the Eagles trade pick 32 and 164 to the Chiefs to move up one spot to draft South Jersey's own Jahad Campbell. Let's go. Jahad Campbell from Alabama. He went to IMG Academy for his senior year, but he went to Timber Creek High School right here in South Jersey the first 3 years of high school. He's from Ariel, New Jersey. He's an absolute dog. He's a former 5-star recruit and top 15 national prospect. I mean, the dude is a menace. An absolute menace. He was a top 10, top 15 draft prospect this year. And for him to fall to 31, right into the laps of Vic Fangio, Nick Sirianni, and Howie Roseman, this is a Howie masterclass. And we get our guy. And I got to say, Jahad Campbell, When I was doing mock drafts all season leading up to the draft, it did not feel like he was going to be available for the Eagles at pick 32. He was going off the board super early. I had no clue he would be available here. I'm thrilled he was. He was one of my favorite players, and I didn't even mention him on our last episode when Harrison and I were doing our draft predictions. Harrison did, though. Harrison did mention Jahad Campbell, so good on him because I didn't think he was going to be available. So I was like, let me just think of the guys that will be available. And none of the guys that I mentioned, which were Walter Nolan, Malachi Starks, Kenneth Grant, Tyreek Williams, they all went before the Phils. And now we get our guy, Jahad Campbell, at pick 31. He's so good, and I have to say this about Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell, not only him being available at pick 31 for Howie to trade up and get him, the way that he was just so excited. You could see his Eagles fandom just elevated that much more because now he's a member of the Eagles. You saw the happiness on his family and friends' faces. His joy to be playing for this organization is so, so cool. And it's genuinely a dream come true for him. You know, he mentioned his grandfather grew up rooting for Randall Cunningham. His whole family are Eagles fans. Like, this is a generational dream come true for him and his family. And on top of that, Jahad Campbell showcased the type of person he is this weekend. Because whenever the Eagles made a draft pick, whether it was the next guy after who we'll talk about, and Andrew Makuba, or he likes to go by Drew Makuba, all the way down to the Eagles' final pick, he was quote tweeting the Eagles' official announcement of that player being drafted with words of encouragement, excitement, and just welcoming. And to me, that sets the tone not only for Jahad Campbell, the person and player on this Eagles team, that sets the tone of what he is as a leader, both on and off the field. That sets the tone for this draft class, and it just excites me about the type of person that the Eagles drafted with Jahad Campbell. And that, to me, I think is far more important than anything else when you look at a football team. When you have guys that it is so easy to root for them on a week in and week out basis, you look at how fun the 2024 Eagles team was to root for and how fun it is to root for guys like Jalen Hurts, how fun it is to root for guys like Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, you know, the list goes on, like Brandon Graham, obviously for a decade and a half, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Saquon Barkley. Like, it's easy to root for those guys. And I think it's telling that Jahad Campbell is truly a culture fit for this Eagles team, and he is so he has made such a great impression on me as a fan, as somebody who champions South Jersey athletes as well. If you know me, I will go to battle and be so excited for any South Jersey athlete making it to the next level. Jahad Campbell has a fan in me for life, and like, I'm thrilled he's on this team. I think his leadership is going to shine through even as a rookie. And we genuinely, as Eagles fans, got one of the best humans in this draft. And Jahad Campbell showcased that on social media this weekend. And I couldn't be more thrilled that we get to root for a player and person like Jahad Campbell. So I'm very excited about this pick for sure. On top of that, Jahad Campbell becomes the first pick, and then round 2, pick 64, the Eagles come in hot. They draft Drew Makuba, Texas, safety. His pro comp, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's back. I love this pick. I like Drew Makuba a lot. When I was doing my mock drafts a ton, like, he would be on the board for me a lot. There was multiple mock drafts that I did that I took Drew Makuba. Apologies there for the Velcro. I am in shambles with an ankle injury right now. So I'm just tightening the brace a little bit to keep my foot kind of locked in. But Drew Makuba, I love his style of play. He's a hard hitter, a ball hawk. He's the type of player that you want on your football team, for sure. He is a guy that is going to game in and game out, day in and day out, bring energy, be a force of nature in that secondary. And I think him paired with Reed Blankenship is very exciting. I'm pumped about adding a player like Drew Makuba to this team. I also think it's really awesome. He was born in Zimbabwe, and he immigrated to America at 9 years old. He's a true success story. Like, that's so cool to see him come from Africa. His entire family also has ties to, I believe, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I tweeted about Drew when we drafted him. Let me see if I can find my tweet, because I think this is such a cool story, and the Eagles having more connections to like the global side of things as an organization is super exciting, because it just grows the game of football. It grows the moniker of Eagles everywhere, and now you have another member of Eagles everywhere for the Birds to really be excited about. A talented player through and through, and I'm very excited about what he brings to the table. Let's see here. Where is... Where is my tweet? Because I know I posted it. That's for damn sure. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. Yeah. His parents and older siblings were refugees from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I just love stories like this where you see the successes and, you know, players finding a way to make opportunities for themselves. And Drew Makuba is going to be such an ambassador for the Eagles, an ambassador for NFL Africa. I'm super excited to have him on this team. I think he is so talented and is going to be such a welcomed addition to this Eagles secondary that we're lucky that Drew Makuba is on this Eagles team for sure. The Eagles also received a 2025 third-round pick, number 101 overall, and a 2026 fifth-round pick from the Falcons in exchange for their pick 96 in the third round that ended up being safety Xavier Watts. So the Eagles moved back there, and then they moved back again. They received a fourth-round pick 111 overall, and a 2025 fourth-round pick, which was number 130 overall, and a 2025 sixth-round pick, number 191 overall, from the Broncos in exchange for pick 101 that was used on Savion Jones, and a 2025 fourth-round pick that was used on linebacker Q Robinson, which brings us to our next draft pick for the Birds, and that is pick 111, defensive tackle Ty Robinson from Nebraska. I like this pick a lot. This dude is a gamer. He is a behemoth. 12 sacks in his career at Nebraska. He was going to school for pre-med, and literally, like, such a beast. He's a behemoth, man. He is... How big is he? Let's see if that's on here. I don't even know. But he's a monster. And, you know, he's going to school for pre-med at Nebraska. Oh, here it is. He's 6'5", 288. Played in 60 games for Nebraska. 134 tackles, 12 sacks in 5 seasons after redshirting in 2019. He's a stud. He is the perfect replacement for Moro Ojomo replacing Milton Williams. He's going to be a day one rotation guy for Vic Fangio. I can already tell he fits perfectly into this system and is going to be a menace on that interior defensive line for the Eagles. I'm excited about that pick a lot. Ty Robinson's going to be a dog. He's one of my favorite picks in this draft. Then in round 5, the Eagles received pick 145 and a 2025 6th-round pick, which was number 207 overall from the New York Jets, in exchange for pick 130, which they used to draft Malachi Moore. The Eagles selected Mac McWilliams from University of Central Florida with that pick. In 42 career games, he had 133 total tackles, 25 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. He's a beast. He's physical. He also returned punts in his time at UAB. I like his game a lot. He's a physical defensive back. I think he's going to be an enforcer. I like his game a lot, and I think he is replacing Keely Ringo, who is replacing Darius Slay. So I like that pickup a lot. I think he's going to be such a presence physically for this Eagles team in the secondary. And I think he's going to bring a lot of value for sure. Then after Mac McWilliams, the Eagles drafted one of #myguys. I can't believe he fell to the 5th round. He was never available in the 5th round in my mock drafts. He was going in the 4th round at the latest. And that is Shmael Mondon from Georgia. I am so excited about this. Another Georgia dog. Part of that 2023 team. Howie Roseman said he's explosive. He's a really fast mover. Space is his friend. We've talked a lot this weekend about his game. It's really a special game, and he's another guy who plays really well in space. Obviously been coached exceptionally well, and it was a very easy pick for us at that time. He just stood out on the board. 51 games played, 32 starts, 213 career tackles, 25 QB hits, 17.5 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. He is a demon, and I am so excited about him being on this Eagles team. He played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and linebacker in high school. His father emigrated from Africa to New York City for college in 1990, so another African descent player in terms of like Eagles everywhere and representing the Eagles on a global scale is Shmael Mondon. 6'2", 224. I'm so happy. Like, this was one of my dream picks, and Howie Roseman came through. And in round 5, no less. Round 5, you get a guy of that talent and that just, like, explosiveness at the linebacker position to go with Jahad Campbell, to go with Zach Bond, to go with Nakobe Dean. Like, what a pick. What a time. I was so happy when I saw Shmael Mondon's name come across the board. And I'm so pumped. He's a Georgia dog, but now he's a Philly dog. I'm so pumped. Then with pick 168, the Eagles drafted center/guard from Boston College, Drew Kendall. I like this guy a lot. He seems super humble. 6'4", 308 pounds. He seems so excited to be a part of Stoutland U. His dad was a first-round pick back in the day as well, and he said it's hard to find a center. It is a center-deficient league. There are not a lot of centers on draft boards. Felt very fortunate that he was there. 5 sacks allowed only in his career in 39 games, 1,256 pass block snaps. He was first team All ACC in 24, East West Shrine Bowl in 2024. He was a team captain at Boston College there as well. Pete Kendall was his father as well, who was a first-round pick of the Seahawks in 1996. I think he's awesome. I think he's going to be such a good fit for this offensive line room, and he sounded super humble in the phone call too with Howie. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be such a fun guy for Jeff Stoutland to develop and really, bring out the best of him. So welcome to Philly, Drew Kendall. Then with pick 181 in the 6th round, which was that acquired by the Eagles in any of these trades? Yes, it was. From the Los Angeles Chargers, the Eagles acquired pick 181, 209 in exchange for pick 165, which the Chargers used to draft tight end Oronde Gadsden II. With pick 181, the Eagles went with the local boy, another South Jersey guy. Let's go. Another South Jersey local, Kyle McCord, quarterback from Syracuse. Mount Laurel, New Jersey native. Went to St. Joe's Prep in Philly. Obviously started his collegiate career at Ohio State. Transfers to Syracuse. Finished 10th in the Heisman voting this year. Becoming the first Syracuse player to finish in the top 10 since Dwight Freeney was 9th in 2001. Kyle McCord was a dog at Syracuse this year. His dad played quarterback at Rutgers from 1988 to 1992. I like Kyle McCord a lot. I think he's a talented player, and I think he used the transfer portal correctly. Ohio State was ready to move on from him, so he said, let me go find what works best for me. And this just keeps the QB factory going. He's 6'3", 218. He'll get to learn from Jalen. He'll get to learn from Tanner McKee. And I think he's the perfect, Kenny Pickett replacement for this team. And I'm a huge Kyle McCord fan. I think he is perfect fit for this team to be QB3. And, he's grown up an Eagles fan. He's so excited to be here. His quote says, I really had no idea who it was going to be. Then I got a call from the 215 number. It was just a surreal moment. Obviously, growing up in the area and being around a ton of Eagles fans, you always dream of being a quarterback on the Eagles, but obviously any team could have came and got me at that point. Just surreal moment. A lot of hard work was put in to get there, and it was just a great moment to share with all of them. The phone call there was so cool. And Nick Sirianni said, what you see with Kyle is just his mind works very fast out there. On the football field, he makes good, quick decisions with the football. He's an accurate passer, led the country in passing yards this past season. But what really stands out again is just how quickly he moves through progressions and how quickly his mind works. Really excited to get to work with him. I love the pick. It's great value in the 6th round to get a quarterback like Kyle McCord to be a developmental third-string quarterback who, if needed, can come in and play in the NFL. His brain processes at that level. So I'm very excited about Kyle McCord. Pick 191, which was acquired in that Broncos trade. The Eagles bring in tackle from Michigan, Miles Hinton. He is a big boy. A big boy. Started at Stanford, then transferred to Michigan. He is 6'6", 323 pounds. Absolute dog. He's super raw. His dad, Chris Hinton, was the number 4 overall pick by the Broncos in 1983. And his brother is currently on the Chargers, Christopher Hinton. So that's pretty cool. Whole family type situation there. His mom played basketball at Northwestern. He's also from Georgia, so another Georgia Philly dog. he's like super raw, so I think Jeff Stoutland is going to have a field day developing a guy like Miles Hinton, and there's no rush. There's no rush for him to get on the field. He can learn, he can develop. I love this pick a lot, and I think he's going to be a valuable piece depth-wise for this Eagles team at the tackle position. Then the Eagles went right back to the well. Pick 207, Cameron Williams from Texas. He's only 21 years old. Comes out as a junior. He is a beast. How big is he? Because he's another big boy. Cameron Williams. Let me see here. Great podcasting, Kyle. Cameron Williams. He's an October baby. I like that. Cameron Williams, 6'5", 335. He is a big boy. I like him as well. Another guy who is like super raw that Jeff Stoutland can mold, develop, and really get the most out of. And I'm super excited about Cameron Williams. And Howie said anytime an offensive lineman was like at the top of their board and they were available, they took him in the draft. I love that approach. Love that approach. You get 3 offensive linemen that you can develop, that you can mold with Jeff Stoutland, and they don't have to rush to get on the field because you have an elite offensive line already. I think they're going to develop Miles Hinton to kind of be like Mekhi Becton 2.0. We'll see Tyler Steen there to start the year. Trevor Keegan is still on this team as well. But when you have 4 all-pro offensive linemen in Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, and Cam Jurgens, there's no rush to get these guys out on the field, which is great. So we'll see what happens at the right guard position, but there's no rush, and these guys can develop and become even bigger behemoths, and I'm very excited about that. And then with pick 209, which was acquired in that Chargers trade that also got the Eagles to pick that drafted Kyle McCord, Antoine Powell-Ryland from Virginia Tech. This is an absolute steal of a draft pick. 6'2", 258 pounds. Spent the last 2 seasons at Virginia Tech after transferring from Florida. So Howie gets his Florida boy. This is the 10th pick in this draft for the Eagles. In 2024, he had 16 sacks. 16 sacks in 1 season. He is a beast. He was on a bunch of my mock drafts that I did. He's a stud. He is a stud. And he is going to be a menace as an edge rusher for this team. I feel safe saying he's going to make the roster. He's going to see the field. He is like this year's Jalix Hunt. And he is fast. He's twitchy. He's physical. And he's going to do a lot of damage for this Eagles team on the defensive line, in the rotations. Bryce Huff, it was nice knowing you. When you have Josh Uche coming in, when you have Powell-Ryland coming in, younger, faster, stronger. You know what I mean? Jahad Campbell can play at that edge spot too. This is a great pickup for the Eagles. I love this pick, especially where you get him in the 6th round. Just an unbelievable draft pick there by the Eagles, and just an unbelievable draft overall by the Eagles. If you pull up NFL draft grades for this year, it's so funny because the Eagles were slated to pick last in damn near every round. And at the end of the day, almost every single draft grade that you see that has no bias attached to it has the Eagles with either an A+, an A, or an A- draft grade every single time. Every single time, without fail, the Eagles have some sort of A grade. The analysis here from the NFL official website gives the Eagles from Chad Reuter. Stupid volume. Chad Reuter's analysis of the Eagles draft. Day 1, which is obviously just the first round, they get an A. Day 2, they got a B+. And on day 3, they got an A as well, which gets them an A-. The write-up is General Manager Howie Roseman can't stop himself from trading up for a defensive playmaker from the SEC. I can't blame him for being enticed by Campbell's all-around game. Makuba may have been picked earlier than expected, but filled a hole left by the traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Robinson's a nice fit as at a 5 technique for the Eagles, bringing power and straight-line speed to the position left behind by Milton Williams. Roseman worked the phones to add day 3 picks for more defensive depth in McWilliams, Munden, and Powell Ryland. McCord possesses the skills to win the team's backup quarterback competition. I don't know if he'll win that this year, but remains to be seen. Kendall and Hinton are NFL legacies, and Williams could surprise as a 6th-round pick at guard or tackle. No offensive skill position players were drafted. That is a funny thing to me, is that across the board, the Eagles did not draft a single skill position player, when a lot of people thought going into this draft tight end would be a potential pick. Dallas Goedert potential traded. I think the only way we see another tight end brought in, I think they're very enthralled with Grant Calcaterra at the tight end position as a tight end too. I think the only other tight end that comes in is if somehow, some way, the rumored Michael Mayer trade, or Mayer, I apologize to Michael, from the Raiders, if that trade comes to fruition. But I don't know if that happens. So that remains to be seen. But I think that's the only other tight end that would come in that would see playing time for the Eagles this season. They also signed 2 tight ends in free agency, so you never know. But Howie Roseman crushed this draft. Just absolutely top to bottom. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with this draft. And the fact that you ended up with 10 picks coming in, you get depth, you get competition, and I think this is just such an awesome draft by Howie Roseman, by every scout in there, by Nick Sirianni identifying the talent that they want for this team, and that is slam dunk draft. Bravo to Howie and company for getting this draft done the way that I think a lot of people were surprised that some of the players were available to the Eagles, and to have them ready to rock and roll, throughout the draft process was super exciting. I think as each pick started to kind of come off the board, you got more and more excited that the Eagles were adding quality players that you could see starting in games, playing in games throughout the 2025 season, as the Eagles are on the road to repeat. And I think adding the 10 players they did, most of them I think will make this team, if not all, potentially. There's going to be some fun competition in training camp, some fun competition in the preseason, and that's what makes Howie Roseman the best in the business. He identifies talent, he identifies position battles, and we're going to have a lot of fun all summer long going into the preseason, in training camp, and then going into week 1. These battles are going to be electric. So I'm very excited there. And one last thing that I need to touch on the NFL draft. My guy, Vineland's own Tyreem Powell, did not get drafted. Signs as an undrafted free agent, though. And guess what? That's still just as cool, because he is part of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Tyreem Powell is headed to the New Orleans Saints, going down there with Kellen Moore and the rest of those boys down in NOLA. I'm so proud of Tyreem, man. I've known Tyreem for a long time now, covered his entire high school career at Vineland High School, and covered his brother's entire career at Vineland High School, as well as younger brother, Tank. Genuinely, there's no words to describe how amazing of a person Tyreem Powell is, how amazing of people the entire Powell family are. When I saw that he got a phone call and was headed to New Orleans, I was so thrilled for him. He is going to dominate and make the most of that opportunity. And I hope New Orleans Saints fans know that you're getting a winner, not only on the football field, but you're getting a leader in your community. You're getting an incredible person to root for. Tyreem Powell is the epitome of what every NFL franchise should want on their roster. He's a 5-tool player on and off the field. He's worked so hard to get to this moment, to bounce back from adversity and injuries. I could not be more proud of the resilience, of just the cool, calm, collected nature Tyreem has. He is going to be such an electric player in the NFL. This is just the beginning for him. And I love that the Saints are giving him an opportunity. He is going to make the most of it. That's for damn sure. If you know Tyreem, that's exactly who he is. And I was so happy to see him get that moment on Saturday, that phone call, that changes the course of your life. And yes, it's not, hey, we're drafting you here. But guess what? You're getting an opportunity to play in the NFL. And Tyreem deserves that so much. He deserved to be drafted. I'm so proud of him. Genuinely, over the years, going from covering his career, we have become very good friends. His family has been unbelievable to me over the years as well. I appreciate them so much. And I genuinely cannot overstate enough how excited I am for Tyreem. I'm so proud of you, man. Go do your thing. Show New Orleans what South Jersey is all about. And just take it easy whenever the Eagles and Saints match up. I don't think they play each other this year, which is nice. But, man, I am I'm wildly proud. He is he's one of the good ones. He is one of the good ones, and genuinely deserves this opportunity because he is going to he's going to surprise a lot of people and really showcase why he should have been drafted, and make the most of the opportunity. Yeah, the Saints don't play the Eagles this year, which is great. I'm thrilled, man. I am thrilled that he's getting the opportunity because he deserves it. He works so damn hard, and nobody deserves it more. And to see another Vineland native head to the NFL, from Jamil to Isaiah Pacheco to now Tyreem, I'm a proud Vineland alum, and I'm a proud Vineland native. And I know Tyreem's going to put on an absolute show down in New Orleans to showcase why, he belongs. And he's going to make Vineland extremely proud. And I hope everyone supports him the way we've supported Jamil, the way we've supported Isaiah. Continue to support Tyreem on this journey because it's just the start for him. I was talking to Jamil about it. That's our guy. And, We're super, super thrilled. I'm proud of you, brother, and I know you're going to make the city of Vineland extremely proud. So congratulations, man. You deserve this, and we've talked about this for a long time. I've told you time and time again, you're next up, and there it is. You're next up. So make the most of the opportunity and go showcase, all those talents that you have, man, because you are truly a one-of-one, not only player, but person. And I could not be more proud of Tyreem Powell, for sure. That is all I've got for you on this one, guys. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow, helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and all of our podcasts on the network. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. And this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. Yes, the city of Vineland that produced Super Bowl champion Jamil Demby, that produced Super Bowl champion Isaiah Pacheco, and now the next NFL athlete from Vineland, Tyreem Powell. The city of Vineland. Whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 737. A Phil's win at Wrigley, and an Eagles draft recap episode of Underground Sports Philadelphia. We will be back Thursday, myself and Harrison, April Platinum Plunk Award winners. More Phil's talk, more draft breakdown and analysis with Harrison. There's a whole lot more to discuss for sure. Plus a whole lot more coming from us here at the company that you're going to want to stay locked in for. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here. I'm signing off. Go Phils, go Birds. Peace.